welcome back to another Supergirl episode review. My thoughts on tonight's episode of Supergirl, titled "For the Girl Who Has Everything," based on the Alan Moore Superman story, which is titled "For the Man Who Has Everything." And this was an episode that didn't necessarily meet my expectations, but overall was a really great and solid episode. The funny thing is because I expected this episode to take place heavily on Krypton, showing Kara's perfect world, perfect life that she would have had on Krypton. But we really didn't get that. What we really got was more of the development of the relationship between Alex. I don't know why I slurred her name. Alex's relationship with Kara and showing how much she's willing to go to save Kara's life, and even showing that James and Wynn when they were brought down to the DEO and how much they're willing to sacrifice and save their friend. And even all the stuff in between, like Martian Manhunter trying to take Kara's place at Catco. The fight between Martian Manhunter and Astra, and seeing Astra come in a little more, and ultimately the really surprise death of Astra at the end of the episode, something which I was not expecting whatsoever. I mean, the death scene itself was a little cheesy, but the fact that they killed off Astra, and for the longest time I thought Astra was going to be the big bad. Excuse me, but now that we know that pretty much it's going to be Non leading the rest of the Kryptonian troops the rest of the season, I'm not looking forward to that, because I feel like Non as a character has been really... Because I just feel like they're trying to make Non like the Supergirl version of Zod, and to me, as a fan, I don't necessarily like that. I mean, we already have Maxwell Lord, who's already like their version of Lex Luthor. Then we have Non, who's basically like General Zod. It's okay, you don't need to make all these parallels to other different Superman characters. You can have your own characters trying to do your own thing with them. Because Non typically, he's a character created in the original Superman movies. He was a speechless, mute character who was really just like a walking pile of flesh. And this time they're really trying to make him more like General Zod, but it's just, to me, I don't buy into it because I've seen General Zod enough times between the movies and Smallville and all that stuff. So I'm not necessarily looking forward to that, but I feel like, okay, I'm straying off the topic, but this episode so far, just for everything that they showed, was a really great episode. And first of all, I love the design of Krypton in general, and I love how the fact that they use the Kryptonian language that was developed for Smallville. I mean, obviously they're not in the same universe, and comic stuff have adapted that Smallville Kryptonian language. But I think it's cool seeing that, because me being the big Superman and Smallville fan that I am, I recognize that right away. One thing that I didn't necessarily like was, in the beginning of the episode when, Carl was realizing, hey, this isn't a real world, how can I be here, blah, blah, blah. And she's immediately, buying into the fact that, it's just, I don't know, the idea of the whole perfect world thing is the longer you're there, the more you're going to think it's real. I just felt like the stuff on, the fake Krypton or whatever, her dream world, was a little cheesy, because it's the people there had, no real good dialogue. They had the kid, they made a big deal about casting this kid to play young Superman. He said, one or two lines, and, held on to Kara's hand, and that was, literally it. And all they did was give this kid, the Superman spit curl haircut, and, give him, the Superman thing, but that was about it. I feel like I'm really ragging on more the stuff in this episode more than praising it. Getting more of the things I actually like, seeing more of the subtle bonding of Wynn and James. Wynn, I'm starting to like more and more as a character, and seeing that, the fact that he's back into being being in Kara's life, and showing that, he's I'm glad that the writers didn't dwell on he's so upset with her, or blah blah blah. Because I feel like on most other shows, they would have dragged that out 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes. It would have gotten so annoying. But the fact that Wynn's over it, okay, I care about her. She's she's my friend. She's a part of my life. I'll do anything to protect her. And I did like that aspect of it, and seeing, and also, yeah, like I said before, seeing his development of his relationship with James. Because I feel like so far, they've shared the same space, but they never really interacted a whole lot, other than talking about Kara. I mean, even then, it's still what they're doing, but it feels like it is starting to become more of an actual friendship between the two, and I'm liking that more and more. And I like seeing Wynn interact with the DEO agents and Hank Henshaw specifically. I would love to see Wynn come down into the DEO and start working with them, because I feel like that's where he'd be best suited. Because yeah, he can help her out, at Catco, but I feel like he just, where the character is and how the character is, how he's basically the Cisco of this show, especially with even the way he talks, he almost sounds almost exactly like Carlos Valdez from The Flash, the guy who plays Cisco. So I don't know. I just feel like I would like a lot more if they brought him into the DEO, especially the way he interacted with everyone in DEO in this episode. I really enjoyed seeing that. And this was the first episode that I didn't hate Maxwell Lord, probably because he didn't play like that antagonistic villain role that he's been playing. Like this is an episode where I know he's a bad guy. They dropped back on that a bit. They focused on what was going on, and they just got right to it. Like I liked seeing that bit of Maxwell Lord. And I've been ragging on the character since they first introduced him. Like, I haven't liked the guy at all. And just because I feel like it's been more of like, he's like basically like a ripoff of Lex Luthor. So it's like every twist and turn. I mean, like, the twists that have come with that character, I haven't minded necessarily. It's just the character in general, I haven't really bought into. I could care less. But this is the first episode that I actually kind of enjoyed him. What else? And when Kara's finally brought back into the real world, and she's like, when she first like comes out of it and she's like speechless and she's like, where's Non? And she's fighting with Non, basically making like telling Ron like, you made me relive the death of my parents again, you made me relive the fact that I had to lose Krypton again, and her like beating the shit out of him essentially. That was just an amazingly an intense scene that Melissa Benoist, like, she carried that scene way better than I would have thought she would have. It just felt like there was such emotion, raw emotion in it that I really felt for her. Like, I really, really, really did. Like I said before, what else? The Martian Manhunter and Astra fight, and seeing more Martian Manhunter. Yes, the CGI is a little shoddy, but it's a TV show. What do you expect? But still seeing Martian Manhunter in action, I really like seeing that. I just like seeing that character in general. And even then, like, I like seeing Astra more. That whole mid-season premiere, I didn't like that episode. But as a character, I've liked Astra a lot. And the fact that they killed her off in this episode kind of just, it's a shock. But I'm a little disappointed because I actually started to like the character because she had depth. She was a villain, but she wasn't necessarily a bad guy. I like that there was more to the character that we could have explored. But they decided to kill her off, and now we're gonna have to deal with Non being the bad guy for the season, I guess. But yeah, I'm not gonna get back into that. What else? And then obviously, I'm still on the fence about the whole fact that Hank lied to Kara about him killing Asher when it was really Alex with that badass kryptonite sword. I feel like it's the same trope that's been used in so many different shows. It's gonna damage their relationship for a bit. It's gonna create some tension. Then they're gonna kiss and make up, and it's like, what was the point of that? Really? I guess it is to like test their relationship as sisters because they are sisters. But I don't know. I feel like I've seen that so many times to the point where like I'm just kind of like drawn out of it. Like this show like handles a lot of like. The show has a lot of new ground to cover, but at the same time it's taking a lot of things that have been used before in other shows, and specifically superhero shows. So I don't know. I obviously I tend to notice those things. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. Really, really solid episode. I like the character development of Alex and seeing a lot more of these characters interact with like Wynn and James coming down in DEO, all that stuff, and seeing a lot more of everyone's willingness to save Kara. Like I really enjoyed seeing all that. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me, guys. So if you guys like what you see here, go ahead and hit subscribe below. I do review all these superhero shows every week, Monday through Thursday. I review Supergirl on Mondays, Flash on Tuesdays, Arrow on Wednesdays, and Legends of Tomorrow on Thursdays, and a lot of other stuff in between. So if you guys want to go ahead and give me a like, comment below. What do you guys think of the episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys have problems with it? Let me know. Keep the conversation going. So yeah, again, that's going to be it for me, guys. So until next time, have a good one.